So I've had many messages in my lifetime that have come through during moments of prayer and meditation that have told me that it is time for women to get even more deeply into their voice, into the messages and medicine that they have to share. There's been many messages that have come through to me that has said it is very imperative for women to now speak and to speak wildly and to not be tamed and to share the things that they've been really scared to share in the past. And in order for us to do that, we must be in our bodies. We have to take the time away from the busy culture, from the busy world, and to move, to dance, and to feel our aliveness. And that doesn't mean that we always have to experience joy, but sometimes we're experiencing sadness. And through that sadness, as we actually connect with our womb, with our hips, with our hearts, with every part of our body, we can actually break through some of those heavier pains and experience bliss and joy as we move ourselves through these areas that maybe we've been stagnant in. That is our power as women, is in our bodies. You know, we've all been on so many journeys in this lifetime, and many of us has lived parts of our lives where the world has told us to be still and to be quiet and to be silent, but no longer. I know many of us are on the journey to breaking free. Many of us are on the journey to being mature women. And to be mature women means we have to heal that inner child within us. The little girl within us that felt abandoned and alone and neglected, we have to give her time to laugh and time to be held, time to be nourished, holding her and letting her know that we love her, we adore her, we see her. There are so many times that we have to leave these old places that we used to live in, the old baggages, the old homes, so to speak. We have to clean house. There are probably houses, so to speak. This is all a metaphor of parts of our lives that maybe we were playing small or that we've allowed other people to silence us. We have to move. We have to choose to clean up and to head somewhere else, to head somewhere where we can actually be free, somewhere that feels like it's a place of protection. It's a place for our deepest truth to live. The parts of us that are connected to our ancestors' wisdom. There are so many powerful women in our lineages that have walked barefoot on this earth, crying the tears and shouting the deep messages into the air that we are now receiving through our bodies. And they have given us the baton, and now it's time to move. It's time to leave the house of the younger version of us and to step into a place that can hold the deep maturity of us as women, which calls us to go deep into the waters of our emotional landscape, to swim beneath the surface and to feel all the parts of us so we can walk more clearly and more powerfully in this world, transmitting our power, our love, our beauty, our radiance, all of our magic that we hold deep within us. When we are able to actually meet all of these beautiful, wonderful parts of us, that does include some of the parts of our shadow. When we meet our shadow, we can meet our brilliance even more. When we meet our shadows, we can meet that part of us that is unstoppable, that is magnetic. That magnetic energy is within you. And she has deep vision. She can see things very clearly. And the world is in deep need of the woman with clear vision to come through with her visions and her business ideas and her ways of being that can transform not just her life, but all those around her and the world at large. We can choose to have an allegiance to something way more powerful than the culture, than the mainstream culture that tries so hard to silence us and to have us in this trance of inferiority. What is your allegiance to? We can always choose again. I personally choose to have an allegiance to serenity, to peace, to unconditional love, to creating space and time for meditation, for prayer, for poetry, for writing, and for tuning in, for connecting to my ancestors, for altar work, for cleansing, and for healing. That's what I choose to have an allegiance to. My body is a temple, and I'm here to protect her. To make sure love, connection, and protection are coming through her at all times. So that way I can be the me that I was created to be.